This is the St Mary's Advanced Dressing Station. I've come here because John Kipling is buried here and I wanted to find him. John Kipling is the only son of Rudyard Kipling, who wrote The Jungle Book. And there's also a film called My Boy Jack, which was a really good film that inspired me to come here. So I roughly know where he's buried, so let's go and have a nose. I mean, there was a big story regarding his death, which does tell you in the film, but they don't really identify him till way after the war and after his dad died. His dad actually came to the cemetery many a times and probably walked past the grave where his son was, because it was in a different named grave, because there was a lot of mistakes going on in the war. Couldn't be helped, I suppose. Right, it should be down the bottom of here. So let's go and say hello to John. And there he is, John Kipling, Lieutenant of the Irish Guards. I'm glad I found him. Nice to meet you, John. You did well. Did your duty. But I would say it's definitely worth watching the film, My Boy Jack. Really good film. This is the Canadian Memorial at Mount Sorrow. This is where the Canadians held the line in defence against the Germans. It's about 6:30 AM. I wanted to come up early to get the feel of what it would have been like when they got up in defence against the Germans. The Germans would have attacked from over that field and they would have had to defend against a mass of Germans. but it would have looked a lot different then. Crater holes, trees would have been blown to pieces. It wouldn't have looked like this. But they stood their ground and stopped the attack. This is the Harry Patch Memorial in Belgium. I wanted to come here ever since I read his book. It was a good book and a good read. He had a really good life, lived it to the full. What I've also done is brought the book down, I've signed it and put a little note in it to pass it on to other people. And what I'm going to do is leave that there, and hopefully somebody else will read his book, and then when they're finished they'll pass it on, and hopefully that'll keep going around and around for a long time. So long, Harry, you're a good man. This red dragon has been put here in remembrance of all those Welsh descent who took part in the First World War. The memorial commemorates all theatres of war and the home front, but this site was chosen because here, on the 31st of July 1917, the 38th Welsh Division attacked the ridge and took all its objectives in the first day of the Third Battle of Ypres. So they've done really well. I think they deserve something like this.